Hey guys, welcome back. So, oh my gosh, I'm sorry that I'm starting this a little bit late, but holy crap, I just got some crazy, like cool news that I kind of can't share. I can't really share it just because, hold on, I'm just gonna get the chat up right now. So you're probably just staring at a screen right now, sorry, but hopefully you can hear me talking. If anybody wants to confirm that, that'd be awesome. But I just got news that hyped me up beyond belief. So hold on a second, I'm just gonna jump on to the YouTube chat just so I can see it. I don't have it up right now, so just give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so as I was saying, I got some really awesome news just now, and I'm gonna kind of sort of hint what it is, but it's getting me so super hyped on on the At Games thing. So it's a really cool piece of information. I don't know what I can actually share versus not share, so I don't want to, break any kind of. I don't have any kind of a agreement with them, like non-disclosure or anything. So there's really nothing I can't say, but I just want to, maybe keep it a little bit, keep it a little bit vague at the moment. My family, what's up? So what you guys are looking at right now, and I'm sorry the lighting isn't the best. It's because I had to just throw this together really quick. So we're looking at the DE10 Nano. So this is an FPGA system, and it's sitting right here. So that is it right there. So this is actually the DE10 Nano out of the box without anything done to it. So I didn't do anything to it. It's just sitting here right there. So I didn't buy any add-ons or anything. What I wanted to show with you guys today is this is brand new for me. I've never really been. I've done a little bit of FPGA stuff with I've done a little bit of FPGA stuff with like, I have this FPGA JAMA board upstairs. I've got a Mega SG. What's really interesting about what FPGAs promise is that, so obviously, shoot guys, I didn't have enough time to go grab it, but I was gonna go grab like one of my arcade PCBs. So if you look at like an arcade PCB, there's obviously a lot of logic that goes into making a PCB like that. You see chips all over it. Well, imagine the ability to recreate those chips virtually, but then have that running on a single FPGA system. So instead of emulating it, recreating it. So it's acting almost identical to the original hardware. That's basically, in a very, very, very basic sense, what FPGAs do. So if you look, there's I actually have this sort of 8-bit DOE. Sorry, I'm all thrown off by this At Games news. It's really, really cool stuff. I'm gonna share what I can. They haven't told me I can't share it, but I'm just gonna kind of hint it just because I don't want to get in trouble with them because they have sort of, allowed me to share certain pieces of information. So anyways, you when you're in here, you're gonna hit what would be the equivalent to F12. Actually, level 1 online is in here, and he actually helped me because I couldn't figure out how to map F12 to this button right here. So F12 brings up the menu system for Mister. So when you're here, you have several cores you can work with. Now, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna walk away for 1 second because there's actually, I printed out a sheet so you guys know which cores work without the additional memory modules. So I got this information from Smoke Monster, who I don't actually know him personally, but he does a lot of work with FPGAs, and so does Level 1 Online, who's on here. So really cool that he came up. So there's a sheet here, and this shows you all the systems you can run without the expanded memory module. So I don't actually have the expanded memory module on here, so I'm only running cores. Well, I only have a couple of the cores loaded, but they're ones on this sheet here. I think I actually might have one that's not. So let's see, so I have SNES and NES, and those are not on the list of ones you can run without the expanded memory. I'm not sure why, because it seems like NES wouldn't be one that would require additional memory, but it's not on the list. So it won't run, but Genesis and TurboGrafx will. So if you're someone that has been in the market for like a Mega SG or something like that, imagine the Mega SG is an FPGA system, but imagine having access to an FPGA system like this that could run multiple cores. Like, that's crazy. Like, so you basically have a Mega SG on steroids that does everything, right? So you don't, and I'm not encouraging you to necessarily not buy those systems, but if you're familiar with this and can get this going, like, this is the utopia of freaking retro game playing, right? And I think this will be the future of how people will play these because it can recreate the hardware exactly as is. So anyways, before I go into that, I do want to mention, so I'm going to hint the @games thing, but let's have a quick chat about this really fast. Imagine, how would you guys feel, and this is a question to you guys, how would you guys feel if I told you that you potentially didn't have to mod your @games arcade to be able to use a RetroPie? What would that kind of make you feel? Like, how would that make you feel? Would that be something that you'd be excited about? I'm just curious. Like, it'll make you feel warm and fuzzy, right? Like, in a world where that could be possible, wouldn't that be freaking crazy? And it opens up my mind to think, like, what the hell would that do if possible, right? If possible, what would that do to the arcade one-up, scene? Like, would it kill the arcade one-up scene? I know that's dramatic to say, but a lot of people are buying them to mod them, and the @games is a full-size arcade, basically. Not full-size, but pretty close. So it's like, dude, I don't know. I'd be a little bit, if that was a possibility, and again, it's a big if, right? Because I'm not telling you that it is possible. I'm saying if it was possible, I think that would raise a lot of eyebrows as to would I continue to buy arcade one-ups. So anyways, I'm hearing my voice somewhere in my house. So somewhere in my house, it's decided it's going to play this stream. So I'm guessing on my laptop in the other room, I must have had it ready to go. And so it's playing. I can kind of hear it, but it's not bothering me that much. So anyways, so let's get into this Mr. thing. So basically, it's an open source project. You'll see you can go to the Mr. wiki page and you will see all the cores there for download. I think it goes to a GitHub link, a bunch of GitHub links, and you can download the cores. Obviously, I'm only using cores that are compatible with the system without the RAM module. So there's actually like a little module that plugs in to add memory. I actually have it on order and it's supposed to come today. So if in case you have that, you can do a lot more. So someone said it could be done via Bluetooth on the @games, pivoting back to that. But sorry, I'm gonna get back to what we're doing here. So right now, the only cores that are gonna run for me are gonna be the TurboGrafx 16 core and the Genesis core, and then later on, I'm gonna do a part 2 of this, and you should be able to, I should be able to use the NES and SNES, and there's a bunch more cores out there. There's a bunch of arcade cores. The one I'm really curious to run is the Galaga one, because I would love to play Galaga exactly the way it's meant to be played. So I'm going to go into Genesis first, because, why would I not go into Genesis first, since I'm like such a Sega fanboy, which you all know from watching the channel. But so right now, if I go into the core, it's a black screen. So what do I do from here? I can hit my menu button or F12. And then here it's going to show me just some information, like what's the region of the gameplay. This is important because if you don't put US and you're using like a US ROM and it's set to European, it won't play it. It'll say like this isn't meant to play in this region. So that's actually important one node. You can hit A and toggle through those. But so I want to make sure it says US. You can change the aspect ratio. You can also put borders on or off. And it's got some audio filters. You can actually use the Model 1 or Model 2 audio chip. So this is really, really cool stuff, guys. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right into a game so you can see. I mean, it's flawless. It's 100% flawless. So, wait, what does that say? Console kits noticed is getting in the habit of leaving during a live stream? Oh, yeah, sometimes I just bail on you guys. At least I still talk though while I'm doing it. So, all right, so I'm gonna say load. I'll go back a menu. It says load bin gen or MD, so you can actually use any of those file extensions for I'm funny, guys. And so you can go and play those ROMs. So I'm gonna hit A. These are the ones I have loaded. So let's say I want to play the Punisher. You'll notice you hit A right away. It's gonna pretty much launch the game pretty instantly. And I don't know how well it's gonna translate to the screen, but it's gonna look freaking money. I mean, it looks awesome. Plays awesome. No input lag. I mean, it just is awesome. And I'm even using, you could argue that maybe there's a little tiny bit of input lag because I'm using this and I'm not noticing it even using this because I'm not using a wired controller. But the sounds are spot on. The graphics are spot on. Yeah, you're not going to notice much. It's 2.4 gigahertz, so you're not going to notice much. But The other cool thing is because I'm using a Genesis, Genesis style controller, you can map it identical to the buttons. So you can have them mapped exactly the way you remember them on the Genesis controller. So it'll actually feel like you're playing, just like you would on a Genesis. So if you want to get the mapping, super easy. So if I go back to hit this, this would be the equivalent of F12. If I hit that, you can go here and say, it should be right here at the bottom, if I remember right. So 6-button mode, yes or no. And then there should be, I think it's up a menu here. Let's see, so define Genesis buttons. So right there, you would just go and define your Genesis buttons right there. And then when you back out, you can say save settings, and it'll keep them for all your Genesis ROMs you play. So it's super sweet. And it's like, this is so easy. I actually, out of the box, I had this thing up and running following the wiki page in maybe like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes maybe? I mean, maybe 20 minutes. So anyways, I'll go back to Genesis Core. It'll bring me back here. Again, you got to hit that F12. So I'll show you on the keyboard. I think I have the keyboard connected. So if I didn't have the controller and I just had a controller and a keyboard and I didn't have the F12 mapping, you'd just hit F12. Oops, I think it's function F12 on this. Yeah, so you just hit F12 and there you go. So that's basically, I mapped F12 to this and that was level 1 online helped me do that. I think it is 140. I believe I put a link to the DE10 Nano in the show notes. So I think if you go below this, let me double check that really quick, but I'm pretty sure if I didn't, you should see it in the show notes as soon as we're done. I'll put it in there. I think it's 140, I believe. So again, we'll go back in here, we'll say load, we'll do one that's notorious for emulating shitty, right? Like Streets of Rage audio is always screwed up on Streets of Rage. So we'll do Streets of Rage. You'll see it's perfect, spot on, 100%. And I'll put the music up a little bit. Oh my gosh, level 1 online, thank you, bud. You actually helped me. I couldn't figure out something that was really basic, so I appreciate it. So those of you that know, this system, or this particular game on any of those Genesis flashbacks that AtGames put out, it was notorious for the sound sounding like ass. It sounds dead on. And I think you can change, so you can change that audio chip. I haven't tried to do it while we're in game. And I don't actually remember which one was actually the better of the two audio chips. They both sound pretty good. And obviously, if you I think that's if you have like a optical out or something, but I don't have that hooked up. But so I'll go back to the game. But yeah, dude, it just plays freaking amazing. It looks awesome. I don't know if you guys can tell over the live stream how good this looks, but it looks solid. I even hooked it up to my TV and I was like, dude, it actually looks exactly like, believe it or not, it pretty much looks exact to the Mega SG. So like I said, I'm not trying to prevent you from buying a Mega SG, and there's a little bit of work you have to do to get this running, but holy crap, I would like, oh, you did do a comparison. So I guess level 1 online, go watch his video, but if you want, is there any like quick comments you might make on comparing the two? Because I can't tell the difference. So I'm just wondering if maybe there's something that you notice that would, outside of some of the filters that you can put maybe that you don't have access to here. But I'd love to hear your comments in here. Although if you are on, go watch his video. Feel free to put, I don't know if YouTube lets you throw links in there, but if it does, throw it in there. And also, go follow Level 1 Online. He's an awesome dude. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I see Mega SG, it's going to be, a little bit more user-friendly, but this is like, you pick this up a little bit, guys, it's going to be second nature to you after you play with it for a little while. Level 2 Online is his burner account. That's when he's trying to do super shady video game stuff, I guess. I don't know. Just kidding. I actually don't know. But guys, yeah, you need to play with this. For the cost, it's so worth it. And I was thinking, like, the reason why I changed this video a million times, I was thinking, man, if you could get one of these on like 2-day, Amazon Prime, it'd be a fun thing to just mess around with. During Thanksgiving, after you eat a bunch of food and you're lazy as hell and you just want to have some fun, like this would be a cool thing to play around with. And it's not, if you follow the wiki, guys, it's... All right, so I'm gonna go back to the menu again. I'll show you that, I'm gonna go So when you're in this menu, it's kind of confusing sometimes. If you want to go back, there's like a menu at the bottom and you hit right or left. So like if it looks like you're in a, like see I'm right here, it says like, oh, how do I get to a different core? How do I exit out of this? You hit up and you'll go to the bottom and then exit is right. So I know that's not the most user friendly thing. And then you can go back to cores and then I can go to turbografx 16. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to try to keep to the 15 minutes on this one. I just wanted you guys to geek out with me because I'm super stoked on this right now. Like this whole thing has been like really cool. I'm like really enjoying this Mr. thing big time. By the way, I did not have a TurboGrafx 16 as a kid or anything. I just remember playing it in there was this place in the mall and I can't remember what it was, but they had one set up. But I remember like thinking the music of this game was like super badass back then. I was like, yeah. I don't know, like it used to get me super pumped. I was like, what is this music? I like it. Like, damn, it's badass. But I think all this music from back then, these older platforms, I feel like were awesome. This is better than me trying to fight the Medusa heads in Castlevania. Let me see, I'm trying to see what you're saying on the chat. Let me look at it really quick. Is there way more options without the add-ons than I thought? I gotta set mine up tonight. Yeah, dude, this thing, like, this thing is so freaking cool, guys. Like, you need to get one of these. Like, if you're into retro gaming, I was way easier to set up than I thought, and I don't even have the expanded memory yet. I think it's called an SD-RAM module. I have one coming, so once I have that, I can load a bunch more stuff. So I'm super excited. So I'm gonna keep, you know, between myself, go to level 1 online. He's way further down the process in this, but I literally think, and I had mentioned it to him, I said, dude, I think this is the future, dude. Like, this is where it's gonna go because these consoles and stuff, you know, they're gonna start to degrade and not work anymore, right? And there's gonna be limited people that know how to replace them or fix them. So this is gonna be where everything heads. It's gonna go down this path of recreation versus emulation with FPGAs, and it just recreates the experience so well. Ah, damn it! Oh, seriously? I hate this little mofo. Seriously, dude? Oh my god, you're embarrassing me, Spider. Dude! This thing's killing me right now! Get your punk ass down here! I'm gonna run away from it right now. But anyways, long story short, this is badass. You gotta check it out. I will put a link. Tell us about the tiny screen. I forget where I got this. It's a really cool gaming screen. You can just put inside a bag and take it with you. Hold on, oh shoot, I don't have the bag with me. Guys, it's been crazy because we're getting up on, we're getting up on the holidays and like work is super busy, so I didn't have time to really set anything up. I just kind of was like, oh crap, it's 12:15, I better go do this. So yeah, I'll if you want, I can put information about the tiny screen in there too, because it's pretty cool. You can it comes with a carrying case. Hey Alec, you should be in school, dude. You better be off. You're gonna get me in trouble with COPPA, or COPA, whatever the heck it is. Anyway, so this is it, guys. Super overview, quick overview. These, again, are the games, and I can see if I can put it in there. These are the games that are supported without the additional RAM module, so keep that in mind. Go check this out. I'll have a link to the Mr. Project, which is the wiki, and it'll have links to the GitHub pages, but you gotta check this thing out. I can't stress it enough. Just so you know how I have this hooked up to, you get out of the box, you're gonna need one of these little USB hubs. So it's like a little it hooks up micro USB, and it's a little hub. And I've got the 8-bit controller hooked up to it, and I've also got the this is my wireless keyboard. So you can use one of those small wireless keyboards if you want, like a small, tiny one. But yeah, so that's how I have it hooked up. I can leave a link in the description to this little hub, and I'll leave a link in the description to the DE10 Nano, and I'll also leave a link to this screen. If you wanted it, I don't know. It's just, I showcased it here, but yeah, this thing is freaking cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out. I know these lunch streams are short, but I'm telling you, the future's right here, man. It's definitely going to be the future. So I expect this to blow up huge. It's already starting to gain traction, but this thing's going to blow up huge, I think. The project in general, and FPGA gaming in general. All right, guys, that is it for me. Look out for that little @games thing that I kind of hinted at. Maybe Thanks Level 1 Online. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys joining, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care. Have a good Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you.